Now, inventions and events. Microsoft. I want to go back a bit in history, just to remember that this company was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1975, and that its greatest innovation was from the 90s, when it really began to compete with the Mac operating system. These windows include a renowned file organizer, better graphics, and memory management. Also introducing the Start button and the taskbar. It includes Internet Explorer, introducing the public to browsing the web. Hubble, the observatory, is the first major optical telescope to be placed in space, the ultimate mountaintop. Scientists have used Hubble to observe the most distant stars and galaxies as well as the planets in our solar system. Hubble launch and deployment in April 1990 marked the most significant advance in astronomy. There are some images taken with the telescope. This later image of Jupiter, taken by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, it was captured when the planet was 400 million miles from Earth. Betelgeuse is an aging red supergiant star that was swallowed in size. It was believed by its color that it was going to explode, but now they have discovered that it's a stellar sneeze. Viagra. It was patented in 1996, and mere 2 years later, a stunningly short time compared to other drugs. It was approved by the FDA for use in treating erectile dysfunction, the new clinical name for impotence. Viagra's massive success was practically instantaneous. In the first year alone, the 8 million pills yielded about $1 billion in sales. Viagra's impact on the pharmaceutical and medical industries was also enormous. Cell phones. While the cell phone was invented in the 1970s, it wasn't until the 90s that they became more practical in size, and thus began to gain popularity. Through the early 90s, cell phones mainly functioned for business. However, this was also a time when cell phone companies began to market their products toward the general public. This was the beginning of a significant change in consumerism within the telephone industry. In 1996, prepaid SIM cards were launched. Towards the end of the decade in 1998, the number of GSM subscribers exceeded 100 million, imposing the standard of cellular technology. SMS messaging created a new way for people to communicate easily regardless of time or location. In 1999, full internet service was offered on the mobile web for the first time. I will continue with two very sad events, but they were part of the time. In August 1992, Hurricane Andrew, the most destructive to hit the USA to date, left more than 25,000 houses completely destroyed in Florida. 65 people died, and the total damage to the region suffered exceeds $26 billion. On February 26, 1993, the United States was the victim of one of the worst terrorist attacks in its history, after a homemade bomb exploded in an underground garage in the Twin Towers of New York. The explosion collapsed generators, elevators, and power lines. It left 6 dead and more than 1,000 injured in what the FBI called the heaviest and most powerful improvised bomb they have identified so far. 90s toys and games. We certainly had some incredible games, gadgets, and iconic 90s toys. First up in our list of 90s toys is the Tamagotchi. If you were a kid in the late 90s and didn't have a Tamagotchi, then it's safe to say that you really missed out. They were miniature digital pets. Next up on our list of 90s toys, we have our first game console, the Nintendo 64. The N64 was Nintendo's fifth generation of gaming console and has gone on to produce some of the most loved characters in gaming history. Super Mario 64. Any big girls out there that used to be little girls will know the Polly Pocket was one of the best 90s toys, a doll that could fit in your pocket. The best thing about Polly Pocket was that she was small enough to go with you wherever you went. She was the essential accessory for any 10 years old in the 90s and remained loved by adults worldwide. While the gameplay with the icon Pogs has been around since the 1920s, if not earlier, Pogs soared the popularity to become one of the best 90s toys. A quick game of Pogs during recess could lead to joyful moments or furious arguments as your collection of the discs grew or diminished. To play, each computer stakes their Pogs and then takes turns to knock down a pile, keeping a box that lands face up. Pretty simple gameplay, but the addiction to having the most and the best box was real. These robotic furry toys were so popular that the supplier could not keep up with the demand, and over the 1998 Christmas period, the Furby resale market skyrocketed. While the Furby retailed at the $35 in store, the resale value was over $100. The creatures appeared to learn English over time as they were programmed to speak less and less Furby language as they grew. They could also move their eyes and mouth and lift themselves off the ground. Power Rangers first aired on television in 1993 and features a group of teenagers with transformed superheroes ready to take any villain. The popularity of the show led to Power Rangers figurines, which were some of the best 90s toys around. There were a total of 12 Power Rangers dolls released, the 5 Power Rangers themselves, and 7 villains. The Power Rangers came in